Wi-Fi and data. You may have heard of these before, they're pretty niche, but which one is better? And maybe more importantly, is one better than the other? That's what we're going to be looking at today. Hey guys, Future Frame here, and be sure to subscribe for more tech-related content. I do weekly analysis videos on tech you use in your everyday life. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Today, we're going to be comparing two of the biggest ways to connect to the internet in the modern world, Wi-Fi and mobile data. First, let's take a quick look at both of these. Ever since it was invented in 1997, Wi-Fi, which is short for wireless fidelity, has become basically a powerhouse of the modern world. I mean, it comes with your house. I think it's pretty safe to say it's been pretty successful. Wi-Fi connects all your devices, like your phone, your laptop, and your TV, to one central router. A router is a networking device that connects multiple devices to a network. Think of a police officer at a crowded intersection, but instead of being for cars, it's for data packets. You've probably seen one of these weird things in your house somewhere, and it basically just tells the devices where they're supposed to go. Your router is connected to something called a modem, which is basically a bridge that connects your home to the internet through your ISP, which is your internet service provider, which is basically the company that gives your home internet. An example of this could be Xfinity, but there are many more. Wi-Fi will usually run on one of two bands, those being 2.4 GHz, which is slower but has longer range, or 5 GHz, which is faster but gets tired if there's like a wall in the way, for example. These days, newer routers use Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 7, which is basically just stronger, smarter, and more efficient. So that's Wi-Fi, but what about data? Well, mobile data, or also known as cellular data, is also pretty damn cool. It skips the router entirely, and instead connects you directly to one of these things, a cell tower, which connects your phone to networks like 4G or 5G. Instead of local access like Wi-Fi, data gives you a lot more distance. It lets you still be online when you're far from home or underground, say on a train. But this video isn't just about analysis. Let's compare Wi-Fi and data to see which one is better. I'm going to use 4 categories to compare these. First, we'll be looking at the speed. Wi-Fi uses a strong fiber connection, which gives it max speeds of up to 10 gigabits per second, and for Wi-Fi 7, even up to 40 gigabits per second. But I think that's more theoretical, and it should be a little bit lower than that. That's still really high though. For some context, this is enough to download an entire HD movie in seconds. That's pretty good. Data has it a little bit worse. 4G can consistently hit 20 to 100 megabits per second, not unusable by any means, and 5G can theoretically hit 1 to 10 gigabits per second, but this is only during certain conditions, and it doesn't even really come close to modern Wi-Fi. So assuming you aren't right next to a 5G tower, I think that Wi-Fi takes this one. Next, security. Wi-Fi security is generally pretty great, assuming it's your personal Wi-Fi. Otherwise, it kinda depends. Sometimes it can be sketchy, especially at like local coffee shops with free Wi-Fi, where strangers can get a hold of your data sometimes, but generally it's not that bad, and it hasn't happened to me in my 15 years. On top of that, you can also use VPNs, which can take a little bit of the risk out of it if you want that, but it does kinda suck to have to connect to a VPN every time. Data though is encrypted by default. This makes it much more resilient than Wi-Fi, and I think it wins this category. Obviously it's not like an invincible barrier, but it's much harder to intercept. Then we have reliability, and this is a weird one because both Wi-Fi and data work and drop at different places. Wi-Fi drops when you're too far from the router, and data drops when you're in a dead zone, which it can be a little bit inconsistent with. Neither is perfect, but each kinda has its strengths. So I think this one is really up to you. If you have a lot of cellular towers in your area, then it would be better. But generally, I would consider data more reliable just because you're sure you can use it pretty much everywhere. The final category is kind of a big one, the cost. Wi-Fi usually comes bundled with your home internet, which means it's one price and you get unlimited access. Data is tied to your plan, and that really depends on your plan. You can get unlimited data, but it can be really expensive. If you have the money, it's a great option. But I think that Wi-Fi takes this category because of the price of unlimited data, and also the fact that you can't really take data to other countries without paying the data roaming fee, which can be a lot. But wait, both Wi-Fi and data have 2 points. Which one wins? Well, just like most other videos that compare things on YouTube, I think that it really just depends on what you need. Wi-Fi is faster, cheaper, and better for your home, as well as being simpler to set up, while data is more flexible, secure, and private, better for when you're on the go. They also have different good use cases, despite what I've said. Think about it. You can use Wi-Fi a lot when you're traveling in hotels, and also just to avoid data roaming fees. It is still possible to use it on the go. If you have a weak Wi-Fi signal at home, sometimes using data is more reliable, even if you're already at home. Or maybe you're scared of somebody on a public Wi-Fi network. Then you might use data, even if you do technically have Wi-Fi accessible to you. Some sources I found also said that 5G was hoping to replace Wi-Fi entirely. I'm not sure how reliable those are though, and I don't really believe those. The reality is, both Wi-Fi and data are used for different things. 5G is cellular technology, and Wi-Fi is a wireless LAN technology. And in the modern world, and I bet for many years, they probably won't be competing. But as mobile networks evolve and satellite internet expands, there could be a future where we only rely on one. It really depends on how data evolves, and if Wi-Fi 8 is any better. They could also try and merge 5G and Wi-Fi, which would be interesting to say the least. I feel like there's a lot of cool stuff you could do there, but I'm just a high school student and I'm not really an expert in this stuff, so I'm not entirely sure. So at the end of the day, they're both pretty cool. Which one do you prefer? Let me know in the comments. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. You may have noticed this already, but this is only the second video on this channel, so please subscribe so the algorithm can see this. Also, if you guys have any suggestions for anything in the video, like pacing, editing, music, or literally anything else, please let me know. I really want more feedback. Thanks for watching. Peace.